Okay, gents, let's keep it moving then. I've got a question here that's coming from Twitter and it's coming from Sports Talk. Very quickly, maybe we can just... your front runner for... I like what you did there. Front runner for coach of the season. Who would that be?
It's a good effort.
Look, I don't want to put my head on the chopping block with 10 games to go, to be honest. Well, Sundowns have two in hand. But I've always maintained, and, you know, when we get to this part of the season, there's always debates, you know, split opinions.
Yeah.
I've always maintained the coach who wins the league is the ABSA Premiership Coach of the Season. That's it for me. I mean, done and dusted. You know, maybe we could invent most improved. You know, it could have to be something spectacular. Maybe if an unfancied team like Maritzburg United or Free State Stars or Polokwane City finish runners up and it's a close chase, then maybe you could argue that maybe the runners up with fewer resources can actually give the coach the award. But for me, I've always maintained you win the league over
seems like
30 games
metric.
Seems fair enough that you win you win the award.
That's fair. I mean, the only argument would be, what if you win the Champions League? Does that take precedence over the league?
Yeah, but you see that's the other issue.
But
here,
if it's ABSA Premiership, then it's who wins the ABSA Premiership.
It's not looking. You're not having a bird's eye view saying who did well in all competitions in the domestic league. You're just saying who did well in the ABSA Premiership because it's a sponsored trophy.
Yeah.
So you can't dictate to. You can't bring in the Nedbank Cup and Telkom Knockout and the MTN 8. You only have to. You're so restricted to just looking at the 30 games within the ABSA Premiership. So that's
and outside of the coach who wins it, Veli, who would you say then? Would it be the coach who saves the team at the bottom?
No. I share the same sentiments with Mazola here.
But I'm saying outside of the one who wins it, who would be next best?
The coach who wins the league is the coach of the season.
And the second best coach would be?
But I'm also interested, because this is a debate that we need to come back to. Because do we restrict ourselves, especially when it comes to this question now, to just what ABSA Premiership goes for, which is, I mean, the coach who wins the league.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But especially when you take someone like Pizzo, they are currently doing well in the CAF Champions League. Look to be heading to the last 8, and I think now it's for fourth season in a row that he's going for number 1 or number 2 in the league and also doing well in the Champions League, because this is their 4th Champions League in a row under him in the group stages. And you also have Pirates, who are also on a similar path as well. They could make the last 8 in the Champions League, and on the other side, they are in serious running for the league title. And for me, I don't care who says what. Those 2 teams, in terms of their schedule, they are way ahead of the teams that are campaigning here at home. You know, and it's just a different level. You remember we shared this the other day, and I saw something on Twitter where somebody was in Australia but watching a Pirates against FC Platinum game. You know, so for me, as people who are ambassadors of South African football, currently I cannot look outside those 2.
Sure.
But obviously those 2.
But it's still early for me to decide on the coach.
I think at the moment you can only really say who's not coach of the month, and of the season. And Giovanni Salinas is definitely not going to win, and Luke Amiel is definitely not going to win coach of the season. But until it's done and dusted,
you know, there was a debate here. Last year there was a debate here that the coach of the season should be so and so and so and so because he's set this record. That coach is no longer coaching that team.
Hey, I was